Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 10 o'clock news on KAJ, Montana's news leader.
A night of terror for thousands as they were fired upon during a concert in Las Vegas last night, including several Montanans. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Don Fisher. Later we'll hear first-person accounts of what happened from those Montanans who survived the attack and came home today. But first, the latest on the largest mass shooting in modern U.S. history. Authorities in Nevada are still trying to figure out what motivated a wealthy retiree to perpetrate the incident. Witnesses described a horrific scene as at least 59 people attended a country music festival in Las Vegas and were killed on Sunday night and more than 525 injured as gunfire rained down on a crowd of thousands. The shooter had a weapon cache in his house and ammonium nitrate, which is used in explosive, in his car. We should warn you, the video you're about to see could be disturbing to some viewers.
The massacre in Las Vegas happened just as tens of thousands of concertgoers were watching Jason Aldean perform Sunday night. At first, many in the crowd thought the gunshots were fireworks.
We were really confused because we couldn't see any of the smoke.
Authorities identified the gunman as 64-year-old Stephen Paddock, who took aim at concertgoers from the 32nd floor of the Mandalay Bay Hotel before taking his own life.
Everyone was just like literally laying on top of each other, trying to get out of the way.
Paddock had been a guest at the hotel since Thursday. Authorities found 17 weapons in his suite, including handguns and rifles. Authorities say they also found several pounds of ammonium nitrate in his car, a material used to make explosives, and more guns in his home in Mesquite, Nevada.
In excess of 18 additional firearms, some explosives, and several thousand rounds of ammo.
What led Paddock to carry out the attack here along the popular Las Vegas Strip remains a mystery. Officials are searching through his electronics and looking into his background.
Paddock was a retired accountant, but family members say most recently he was a professional gambler who had won large jackpots.
The fact that he had those kind of weapons is...
Back in February, Paddock purchased a shotgun from Utah gun shop owner Chris Michael.
There was no red flags any time along the way. I mean, normal, everyday guy.
Outside Vegas City Hall, residents and politicians lit candles and held signs reading Vegas Strong as a tribute to those who were injured and killed. Kenneth Craig, CBS News, Las Vegas.
And ISIS has claimed responsibility for this attack, but authorities say they have found no link between Paddock and the terror organization. President Trump plans to travel to Las Vegas on Wednesday to meet victims and first responders. Investigators also want to speak further with Paddock's girlfriend, who is out of the country. And we're just beginning to learn the identities of nearly 60 people killed. As CBS' Daniel Nottingham reports, they were people from all walks of life.
Concert-goers ran over walls on top of each other and into hotel lobbies, hoping to escape the line of fire. Tom McIntosh was shot in the leg. A stranger stopped the bleeding and drove him to the emergency room in the back of a truck.
Took my belt and tied my leg off and basically kept me from bleeding out, so he saved my life.
The Las Vegas fire chief says he's never seen so many ambulances in one place at one time. The most severe patients who were shot or trampled were taken to University Medical Center, Nevada's only level 1 trauma center.
So these patients with so many coming in so fast, we did what's called damage control, which is really just stopping the process of dying.
But dozens did not survive. Sonny Melton was a Tennessee nurse who died protecting his wife from the bullets. She says she felt him get shot in the back. Lisa Romero was a mother and grandmother who worked as a high school secretary in Gallup, New Mexico. And Rachel Parker worked for the police department in Manhattan Beach, California. She was a civilian employee on the department's front desk.
She was a true professional and just a truly nice person.
Local hotels have offered rooms to family members of victims at no charge, and the city has set up assistance centers to help families quickly identify their loved ones. Hospitals put out a plea for blood, and locals have been answering the call. Officials say there is a 6 to 8 hour wait to donate at blood centers. They're now booking appointments for Thursday and Friday. Danielle Nottingham, CBS News, Las Vegas.
More than 100 gunshot victims were taken to University Medical Center. Unfortunately, not everyone at the concert was wounded, and several Montanans, including some who attended that concert, returned home to Missoula today, and they shared their experience and emotional stories with MTN's Kent Ludson.
It was a living nightmare. I saw the few people that had been shot, and just the sheer amount of gunfire coming from wherever it was coming from. I just knew it was terrible.
Montana residents embraced their loved ones after an emotional return from Las Vegas. What was supposed to be a country music getaway turned into the unthinkable.
It sounded like fireworks. I think everyone just kind of for a minute just kind of looked at each other, and then we saw them ushering everyone off of the stage, and people just started screaming and running and saying there's shooters.
It wasn't until the music stopped playing and the band fled the stage that people realized what was actually happening. Witnesses say it was a full-blown panic, many flipping tables and hiding under bleachers for cover. One of them actually a trauma coordinator at St. Patrick Hospital who, once she got her son to safety, returned with her husband to help the wounded.
We knew that we had to get him out, and then there were a lot of people that we started running into, the casualties, so we made a little triage area and worked with the local people and got ambulances to the area, and so we did triage on patients.
Others said they were trying to stay calm as the people around them were panicking. Many were unable to get into their hotel rooms because buildings were on lockdown.
I didn't sleep at all last night, and I got to the airport as quick as I could after I got let back into the hotel to get my things so I could leave. I'm just happy to be home. I'm happy to be home with, my fiance and my kids.
For many, it took landing back in Montana to feel safe after surviving the worst mass shooting in modern U.S. history. In Missoula, Kent Ludson, MTN News.
In Montana, political leaders added their voices today condemning the mass murders at the Las Vegas concert. U.S. Senator Jon Tester issued the following statement in response to the shooting. There are no words that can capture this devastating loss, overwhelming anger, and deep sorrow that we all feel today. In times of horrific tragedy, the strength of this nation is tested, and it's my hope that we can rise together, lift our neighbors up, and emerge stronger with healing in our hearts. Republican Senator Steve Daines also issued the following statement on his Twitter account. Waking up to the horrifying news out of Vegas, I'm praying for their victims, their families, and the brave first responders. Governor Steve Bullock has ordered that flags in Montana be flown at half staff in response to the shootings in Las Vegas. In our other top story this evening, winter storm warnings issued for parts of north central Montana, including the Flathead Valley. Here are pictures of the snow and whiteout conditions in Glacier National Park from earlier today. These pictures are from the Many Glacier and Logan Pass web cameras. Higher elevations could see 8 to 12 inches of snow by tomorrow morning. There is also a lake wind advisory for Flathead Lake area, so boaters should be aware. And Montana saw its first snowfall of the year in high elevations just a couple weeks ago, and now we may be seeing more early season winter weather. Residents throughout the Flathead Valley and beyond woke to cold temperatures and slick roads this morning. There is a winter storm warning in place that began at 6 a.m. today and will go till 6 a.m. Tuesday. Most of the coldest temperatures and possibly snow will be in the West Glacier region, but we could still see snow as low as 4,000 feet. Although there is a winter storm warning, Flathead County Public Works Director David Prutney said the department is not going to do anything different to prepare, as the warmer temperatures are still in the future forecast. And for more on how much snow you can expect in your area, let's check in with meteorologist Russ Thomas for his first forecast. Russ?
Yeah, we do have a winter storm warning we'll talk about in just one second, but I do want to let you know if you're in the valleys of western Montana, whether it's Flathead, Mission, Missoula, or Bitterroot, there is a chance you're going to wake up with a little bit of light snow in the grass tomorrow. Now, as far as the actual streets, sidewalks, that sort of thing, will not accumulate there, but don't be surprised to find a dusting. That will quickly go away as we move into the later morning hours. As far as the winter storm warning goes, about 3 to 5 inches, and again, locally up to as much as 14 inches in the highest of elevations. Also, wind gusts an issue up to 35 miles per hour. We'll have more coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Russ. Votes that could allow Muldoor Elementary School in Whitefish to build a completely new school will be counted tomorrow. The $26.5 million bond request would address several issues with the school, including heating problems, leaks in the roof, and overcrowding of hallways and classrooms that are interfering with the children's education, according to school officials. The current school was built in 1966 and hasn't been updated since 1992. If the bond passes, the new school will be built on the same grounds about 100 yards from the current structure. We will keep you updated on that decision as the votes come in tomorrow. And the Summers School District is leaving it up to voters to approve a $15.8 million bond to repair what they are calling a failing infrastructure. As MTN's Nicole Miller shows us, parts of the 64-year-old building are so outdated, it's even affecting their ability to host team sports.
One of the things that concerns me most is the things that we can't see, like the plumbing problems that we have underneath the floors and the electrical systems not being up to date, and just the general systems like fire suppression that didn't exist when this building was built.
Since built, it has seen 2 additions, a north wing built in 1967 and a south wing in 1993. But the old pipes lurking underneath the floors at Summers Middle School are a big concern for school administrators. They're asking voters to approve a $15.8 million bond for renovations and new additions like a gym and cafeteria. The gym was installed in 1967 and still has the original carpeting.
So the biggest injury, they say, is carpet burn. Basketball, volleyball, they've got to go to Lakeside, they've got to go somewhere in town, and it's pretty important, I think, just as far as school culture, to be able to host games. That's a huge part of being a team, is being able to host other teams in your home gym.
Reporting in Summers, Nicole Miller, MTN News.
And the most recent bond approved by voters in the Summers School District was for construction of the Lakeside Elementary School in 1997. Ballots for this bond issue went out today and are due back by October 24th. And after the break, Russ will be back with your potentially snowy forecast for the week. And later, the governor admits cuts must be made after a state budget shortfall, but is calling on Republicans to help cushion the blow. Coming up.